What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this video, to me personally at least, is absolutely hilarious. I absolutely knew since day one when I heard that this game was only going to have Modern Warfare 2 maps, I knew this was going to go ahead and be the outcome. And I know a lot of people out there might not agree with my statement here, but again, you guys know how it is on this channel, you know? I try to keep it as real as possible, and I just, again, I felt this coming from a mile away. But before we go ahead and dive deep into the topic, I do want to thank Wallaby, obviously, for going ahead and donating some of his gameplay for the channel. I really appreciate it, bro. As always, I got the link to his channel down in the description of this video. And of course, if you guys want any of your gameplay, obviously, showcased on this channel here, you can find my Twitter link down below as well, where you can go into my DMs. They're always open, and you can just hit me with an unlisted version of that video on YouTube. I'll download it, possibly. I'll put it up on the channel if I have some extra time before, the actual PC beta goes live. And talking about the PC beta, if you guys want to watch me play that live and in action when that goes live, I'm going to be streaming it over on Kick. So, of course, if you guys want to check out any of this stuff and see all my other socials, you can just go down in the description of this video. Everything's listed for you guys down below. All right, so today's video is going to be hyper-focused on the maps that have been introduced into Modern Warfare 3. Obviously, they're all just simply remasters. But I've had very hot takes, I'll say, when it comes to the Call of Duty scene. Modern Warfare 2019, I didn't really care for the map selection. Black Ops Cold War, the base maps were not that great, but the DLC maps were pretty good. Vanguard, I thought the maps were not bad. And Modern Warfare 2, I thought the maps were pretty dang good. And I get hate for this all the time, but again, I really don't give a crap. I tell you guys exactly how I feel about these games. And I've been saying since day one with Modern Warfare 2, I've been keeping it very consistent, that I enjoy the map layouts. I think there's one map that I despise. It's the one DLC map that they added in. I forget the name of it, but they took it strictly from the campaign. It's all right. And then obviously Border Crossing, but other than that, I think the map selection isn't too shabby. But all year, every year, all I hear from the Call of Duty community is the maps are too big. The maps got no flow. And again, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and I'm not bashing you for not liking the map designs. But after a certain point, I become a bit skeptical when every single map known to mankind that gets introduced is somehow magically a bad map. After a certain amount of time, I start thinking to myself, are people being real here, or are we just trying to hop on the hate train to say that these maps are bad? Because, if you're an OG Call of Duty fan, back in the day, the majority of the maps were medium to large scale maps. That's what we dealt with. Small maps weren't even supposed to be in the game. In the beginning of Call of Duty, if anybody out there doesn't know this, small maps were never supposed to be public. Small maps were used by the developers to test out features in their game before it went live. Honestly, it's a fluke. It's an absolute fluke that they slipped into the game. And now, of course, they're the most popular maps known to mankind, like Shipment and Rust. But in reality, these maps weren't supposed to be, to go public. It was supposed to be strictly for testing. Nothing wrong with that, because small maps are fun from time to time. But we have this really insane mob mentality in Call of Duty now, where if it's not the size of Shipment or Rust, it's going to be absolutely shunned. And here we are with current day Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. They got so much negative feedback that they literally said, okay, we're not giving any new maps at this point. We're doing all remastered Modern Warfare 3 content. And of course, if you know my personal opinion, I think it's kind of a ripoff. That's basically DLC. They're charging $70 for DLC, but I'm not going to go too deep into that because that's what I've been saying for videos and videos and videos, at a time. So it's not like I need to make a whole video again about how this game is $70 DLC because we're getting a bunch of remasters. But the point that I'm trying to make here is you would think that there's no possible way you can complain at this point, right? They did exactly what we wanted. They said, okay, you hate our new maps. There's absolutely nothing we can do to design a new map, even though, like I said, I don't think the new maps were that bad. I like original content in games, and I thought that, again, Modern Warfare 2 didn't have it too shabby. But again, we complained all year about it. Apparently they're the worst of the worst. So here you are, nothing but remastered Modern Warfare 2 content. And when I first saw that, what I thought to myself was, it's no possible way that this is going to turn out good. It's great for me personally because, again, I like medium to large sized maps. This is right up my alley. I love Modern Warfare 2 maps. I love Modern Warfare 3 maps. I love, World at War maps. I love Call of Duty 4 maps, which are, again, all medium to large sized maps. But something in the back of my head said that no matter what, even adding in all these classics, people are going to complain because it's not what they want. Call of Duty, like I said, we have formed this strange mob mentality where if it's not Rust or Shipment, it's a bad map. Nobody wants to learn any of the, the layouts. Nobody wants to learn how to play any of the OBJs, what power positions are more powerful in, certain OBJ modes. Nobody wants to do any of that stuff. They just want to hop into a Shipment match and have all the combat 2 steps away from them. Nothing wrong with that. But does that necessarily mean all the maps are crap? Not really, but here we are, and apparently, ladies and gentlemen, the Modern Warfare 2 maps are garbage. I'm sorry to laugh because there might be some people out there who watch my content that probably agree with that think the Modern Warfare 2 maps are not that good in Modern Warfare 3. But again, I have to keep it real on this channel. They are the same exact maps. I've watched tons of gameplay. They might have made a few minor changes here and there, and yeah, there's some doors added into the mix. But when it comes to overall flow, if anything, these maps have been made faster. Now, I can understand the complaints of, maybe the maps don't feel the same because of the improved movement, The movement in Modern Warfare 3 that you're seeing here is tremendously faster than what we had in Modern Warfare 2. And also on top of that, the way that you can mantle over certain objects and certain, ways that you can navigate, there's a lot of different things you can do because the movement has been improved and it's way more fast-paced. If people had that complaint, I can understand. But guess what complaint people are having? That, it's too slow and campy. It's too slow and campy. The exact thing that I knew people would say about these Modern Warfare 2 maps because they were the same exact way back in the day. They were the same campy maps in their prime. And when I saw that they were mastering them, I said, you know what? People are going to say they're too campy. They're not good. And here we are, man. They're too campy. No hate to Nero Cinema because I love this dude. But he put out a tweet that it just further confirms to say, Favela isn't fun at all in Modern Warfare 3. It's nostalgic and looks good, but gameplay is just horrendous. And then someone responded saying, it's honestly a nightmare most of the times. So many angles, corners, alleys, rooftops, entrances, exits. Oh, and then Nero responded saying, very heavily punished for moving. There will be at least one person on every rooftop the entire match. Feels like Warzone, but condensed down to see. Bro, I don't know what's going on here. I feel like I have the worst case in the world. The worst case of deja vu in the freaking world. But I cannot believe what I'm witnessing with my own very two eyes. I cannot believe that people are saying that people are sitting on way too many rooftops on a map that was literally advertised for the rooftops back in the day. And guess what people did back in the day? They camped the rooftops. Favela has always been a map for camping. The tight alleyways, the indoor areas that you can stack up hella claymores. Back in the day in Modern Warfare 2, the shotguns were ridiculously overpowered. Before they nerfed the models, the akimbo models, and even after they nerfed that, the Spaz was still one of the most overpowered things in the game. All people would do is run around with either snipers, ARs, and have a secondary shotgun and absolutely pump you indoors. The gameplay has changed nowhere. I haven't seen any gameplay change besides, like I said, improvements to mobility. You can jump over different things, you can navigate different ways, you can move faster. But to give the complaint that it is campier, I don't know. I can't. And this isn't just for Favela. This is all the maps across the board. Skid Row is probably the most accepted map right now. But when it comes to everything else like Estate and Favela and all these other maps, they're getting absolutely bashed. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to say it to you, but if you don't like Estate and Favela, I don't know what to tell you. The rest of the maps don't get any better. That was the whole vibe of Modern Warfare 2. People hate when I say this, but Infinity Ward has always been a more tactical style development team. Even though Call of Duty has always been an arcadey shooter, Treyarch takes the super arcadey vibes, and Infinity Ward takes the more laid back arcadey vibes, okay? Infinite Warfare was probably the most fast-paced game I've ever witnessed Infinity Ward make, and that was just, again, it was another fluke, because we never seen anything like that ever again from Infinity Ward. But every game Infinity Ward makes turns out to be a tactical style game. Yes, even the OG Infinity Ward, Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2. And even though those games are faster than Ghost and Modern Warfare 2019, and to a certain degree, I would say the movement's faster than 2019, but the gameplay designs and the gameplay decisions are god-awful and just ruin the overall experience. But even though they're faster than the current Call of Duty games Infinity Ward makes, at the end of the day, the playstyle was still slower. The map designs were created in a specific way that you played exactly like people are explaining here. I don't know what to tell you, but trust me, the maps are getting better. When we get Wasteland, and when we get Sub-Based, and Karachi, when we get all these maps, trust me, I don't know what anybody's expecting out here, but it's not improving, okay? If you don't like what you played in this beta right here, the maps are not going to get any better. Rust is one of like the smallest maps in Modern Warfare 2. There's not many others, okay? So if that's what you want, you're going to have one map this whole time. But I wish everybody the best of luck because this isn't going to turn out great for everyone. But I just wanted to put this video out. I had to put this video out because I thought it was hilarious. You know, I've been saying it time and time and time again, and I find it so funny because way back when I first heard this, I was thinking to myself, and I made videos about this too. You could probably find them. If you go back on my channel, you could probably find them, where I said, oh wow, they're bringing back a bunch of Modern Warfare 2 maps. I guarantee maps like Favela and all that other stuff are going to be absolutely, you know, destroyed, and people aren't going to enjoy it. And here we are, current date, and guess what? People aren't enjoying it. It just makes me question. It really does. It makes me question if people are real when they really say stuff about map designs. I'm telling you, it's not the maps. I've made multiple, videos in the past too, where I physically showcased OG maps and new maps and how long it takes to get from one end to the other, just to showcase that they're not ginormous. They're the same size, if not identical to what we had in the past with Infinity Ward. I've showcased to people many of times that it's not the maps, it's other things, it's other features. Skill-based matchmaking being one of the biggest. When you have a bunch of people playing competitively, guess what? They don't move. It's just how it goes. If you're playing domination and you're playing with competitive players, they're going to camp on B flag. If you're playing hardpoint and you're playing with competitive players, they're going to camp on the hardpoint and rotate when it's time to rotate. They're going to always be one step ahead. If you're playing kill confirmed, you're going to have people hugging each other's asses and trading off kills. It's just how the game goes. Skill-based matchmaking is the biggest factor to why the maps are a little iffy for people, and it's not the map designs themselves. But to see so many people complain that these maps are bad, it just further confirms to me personally that I can't take too many people too seriously when it comes to maps. And I'm not saying all of you guys, because a lot of you guys have really good, legitimate reasons for why you don't enjoy the maps in current day COD. That's fine. If you actually have reasons to back it up, that's fair. But if it's because it's, like I said, too campy or too slow or too big, I just don't know what to tell you, because here we are once again with Modern Warfare 2 maps, the same scenario. Apparently, they're too campy, too big, too slow. At that point, what else can they do? What else could they possibly do? Next up, they're going to remaster Black Ops 2 maps, and Black Ops 2 maps are big as well. There's a handful of maps, obviously, that are a little bit more small because it is Treyarch. Don't get me wrong, Treyarch does make much more arcadey-style, 3-lane style maps. But at the end of the day, they still had larger styled maps. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't wait, honestly. I cannot wait to see people load up the new remastered Black Ops 2 maps and then hear everybody complain about those too. I guarantee it will happen. I'm willing to, after seeing what happened with these Modern Warfare 2 maps and seeing people complain about these, I am actually willing to put hundreds down on a nice juicy bet that when Black Ops 2 maps come out as well, people are going to find something to hate about those too. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm done ranting up. Well, not even ranting. I guess joking up a storm here. I hope I didn't offend too many people. I didn't really want to offend nobody. But, I mean, you got to be honest here. We have to be honest. You can't tell me this isn't insane that we literally complain year in, year out about the map designs in these current Call of Duty games. And then they literally go back, remaster one of the most popular Call of Duty games maps, and now we hate these maps too? You can't tell me that's not, like, a little bit weird, right? Like, I don't know. I didn't have a problem with Vanguard maps. I didn't have a problem with Modern Warfare 2 maps. And I'm not going to have a problem with these maps either. It's just how it is for me personally. But of course, leave your opinions down below. Let me know what you guys think. Are you having a rough time right now with these maps in Modern Warfare 3? Or are they pretty decent? Again, I don't think people are hating these maps because of the maps. I think they're hating them because of skill-based matchmaking. Clearly, it has not been tuned down. Skill-based matchmaking is as thick as ever. And if you're going to be sweating, trust me, maps are probably going to seem a bit sucky if you're going to be sweating your nuts off every 5 seconds. But as always, leave a like if you enjoyed, leave a dislike if you hated it. Subscribe, hit that bell if you want to be notified for more content just like this. And don't forget, go down in the description of this video. I have literally links to everything. Twitter, Discord, my streams, everything you could possibly think of. You want to keep up to date with me, I have links for those down below. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.